Hi everybody, this is Diana and I am very excited because this is my very first Brother scan and cut project. I have had this machine, as I said in my post, for years and have never used it. It was an impulse buy. I think I was off sick one day from work and saw it on a home shopping channel and decided that it was a very cool thing, and then got it and never used it. So I've decided to get it out from under the dust in my office and figure out some projects to do with it. And the first project that I came up with was this glass etching project. And I thought it was a super simple project to start out with the scan and cut. Because it is something that you can do with Cricut, it's something you can do with Silhouette, any of the cutting machines that are out there, super simple. But I'm going to start with showing you how to use the Canvas workspace. And the Cricut and Silhouette have similar workspaces that you can do exactly the same thing that I'm going to do here for you, so that you can repeat it on those machines if that's what you happen to have. But this was a very easy project to do and very easy design on purpose because I'm just starting out, like many of you are, on how to do the glass etching and how to do the cutting out with the cutting machine. So to start out, I picked super simple design. And the thing that I did was I just chose shapes. I figured that was the easiest thing for me to do. So I came up here to the shape bar and went through the shapes and decided on just a square to start out my design. I figure that's going to be the easiest thing to do. So let's choose a square. I chose the square. I put it down here. Decided that I wanted it to be more than just a square, so I came down and chose one of these crenellated circles and clicked on that to put inside. Now you can resize these boxes if you want. You can resize the circle or the square by clicking on these corners or by going up here to resize. Either way, you can make it a different size, but this size happened to work for my particular project. So I decided just to keep the size the way that it was. Now the other thing that I wanted to do, as you can see, I chose to use some negative space here, because this is the part that I wanted actually to be etched. And so in order for me to have it to be etched, I needed that part to be taken away when it was cut. So in order for me to do that is I highlighted the area like this, and I came down here to where it says process overlap, and you'll see that you can weld them together, you can divide the elements, you can remove the overlap, you can subtract. Well, I wanted to subtract, so I did. I subtracted that crenellated area, if you will, from the box, so that all that was left was the outline. So how do I know that this happened? Well, you can see kind of where I've misaligned the box here when I was playing around with it. But the other thing is you can highlight the box. You can come up here to the color fill. We'll go blue this time and click on blue, and you can see that now the center is clear or nothing there, and we just have the outline of the crenellation, which was what I wanted. The next thing that I did was I came up here to the text tool, which is the big T, and I clicked on that and chose a font if you come up here to the top, you can see that there are loads of different fonts to choose from, just loads of them. But what I did learn was that you can't really choose some of the script fonts. They don't necessarily work that well when you're using this negative space idea, because the program will tell you that the lines overlap and it becomes a big muddled mess. So I chose to use the engraver's font, which is just a basic font that is, capital letters, no overlaps, fairly simple, something that I knew was going to work. So after clicking on the text tool, I came down to my circle and just clicked, and there was a text box that opened up. Then I clicked on the letters that I wanted, which in this instance we'll just use his, and clicked outside the box, which highlighted my word. I lined it up as best I could, but I needed to make it bigger. One thing that you need to do for this design with the negative space is make sure that your letters are actually touching the blue part of the box, because otherwise what you'll end up having is a bunch of separate pieces of vinyl that you're going to have to try and put together on the mug, and that's not really going to work for you. What you want is to have one stencil, a one-piece stencil. So I made the letters just a little bit bigger so that they're touching the blue, or in my case the green when I did mine. There you can see the S is touching, the S is touching, and the H is touching, so that's all good. So I highlighted that and decided to add some color to it so I could see what it was going to look like. We're going to add some blue. And there we have it. There's our design for our stencil that we are going to cut out on our machine, whether we have a Cricut, a Silhouette, or in my case, the Scan and Cut. The next thing that you need to do is, because we're doing this on the computer and not on the machine itself, you will need to transfer this design from the computer to the machine, and there's a couple ways you can do that. You go up here to File, you click Export the file. You can either do it via the internet, and that will send it directly to your machine, regardless of what machine you're using, or you can click Export the file to a flash drive and use that drive. It plugs right into your machine, and you can just pull up that design and have it show up on your machine and cut it out from there. But I'll show you how to do that in a later step. But for this step, this design step, this is all you need to do. And quite frankly, you could do this on your machine, on the machine itself. It's that simple. But because I'm learning, and I'm sure that some of you are learning as well, I wanted to use the workspace, because I realized that for more complicated designs, I'm going to have to use the workspace, so I wanted to get more comfortable with it. But this is it. This is how we do his and hers dollar store, Dollar Tree mugs with glass etching cream. So I hope you will get going with this project and enjoy it as much as I am. I think it's great fun with an excellent result. You can use these for gifts or keep them for yourself, which is what I did. Good luck. Bye.